San Francisco at Las Vegas. How do you think we will see the quarterback situation for the 49ers play out this weekend, Albert?
I think Brock won't play. That'd be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they're trying to be careful and ramping him back up, and they've been very deliberate about putting him in, I would say, intense situations. They were taking him up step by step through the process when it comes to velocity and distance of throw and all of that. And my understanding is the plan was potentially to take the reins off fully this coming week. So the reins are still on to some degree. So that's why I think he won't play on Sunday. And then after that, I think the reins start to come off, and you start to see more fully what they're planning to do with him. And they've got great confidence in him. I would say there's and I'm doing a big story on this on Monday, but just being there the other day and talking to John and talking to Kyle about what they think of him. Kyle actually said to me, for the 7 full games that he played in last year, he played about as well as a quarterback could play for what we were asking him to do. And, Kyle was very clear. He's our starter. So they're planning on, they're getting him ready for week 1. They're getting him ready to be starter. At the same time, you and I both know that, Kyle's as open-minded as anybody when it comes to playing guys that might be in the lineup right now or considering other options. He doesn't tie himself to one thing. So certainly I think, again, as we've talked about the whole offseason, there's that little narrow path there where, maybe Sam Darnold or Trey Lance could create a situation for themselves where it's if Brock gets hurt for 2 or 3 weeks, Kyle will want to see them, and maybe the same scenario plays out that played out last year. I wouldn't completely rule that out, but they're really happy with Brock. Wow, I think they said, they've said to me this has been Trey's best camp, and obviously Sam, you can see the talent that made him the 3rd overall pick in the first place.
So, oh my gosh, so Brock, yes, and then who, right? I mean,
yeah. And I think it's wide open. I mean, that's my interpretation of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't think Trey's necessarily the number 2, and obviously if he's not the number 2, that opens up other questions as well.
Sure does. Like what? Go for it.
If somebody's willing to give him a draft pick, do you do it? And do the Niners, who really like Trey as a person, do they want to afford him the opportunity to get a fresh start somewhere else with the acknowledgement with what they think of Brock Purdy, that the opportunity might not be there for him? This is, as it is for all quarterbacks, year 3 is a big one, because that's when the decision gets made on your 5th-year option. You become eligible for an extension afterwards and all of that. Big decisions are made on quarterbacks after year 3. If, you're pretty resolute that Trey Lance isn't going to get the opportunity there, do you see if somebody's willing to flip a draft pick for him? And it might be tough to get a draft pick for him. And that's not that he can't play, but, the contract makes it a little difficult to trade him just because the next 2 years are guaranteed. And while it's not big money, he was the 3rd overall pick in the draft, so it's not nothing either, And so, that's something like that. I think it's one of those, for the Niners, we'll cross that road when we get to a type of situations. But if Sam beats him out to be the backup, then, it's certainly something they would consider.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.